Today, I'm driving from Lexington, Kentucky up to LaOtto, Indiana, and we're going to see Country Heritage Winery. Just pulled along the way, pulled by Clifty Falls. So I decided to pull in here, do a little hike, check out the falls, and then I'm gonna head on up to Country Heritage and see what they're pouring for us today. I'm also going to try and find a pork tenderloin sandwich. Evidently, that's the food of Indiana. So I'm gonna give it a go. So come with me and let's go see what they're pouring for us today. Our Indiana journey begins as we cross the wide expanse of the Ohio River, leaving Kentucky in the rear view, and immediately the landscape demands our attention. Our first stop in Indiana, Clifty Falls State Park. This is a profound statement of geological time and raw natural power. Located near historic Madison, the park is defined by its deep, rugged canyon. And the first thing that hits you are the views. Elevated, breathtaking overlooks staring down at the mighty Ohio River below. But the true heart of the park lies in the canyon itself and the geology that forms its famous waterfalls. We are here outside the peak rainy season, so the water is low. The thundering torrents we'd heard about are quiet, but this reveals something else entirely. It exposes the massive skeletal rock formations, the sheer stone amphitheaters of Clifty, Hoffman, and Tunnel Falls. You see the deep cuts and violent shapes carved by millennia of water. This is a park of seasons. To see the falls in their most furious, you must come in the late winter or spring. But visiting in the dry season, it allows you to get into the creek bed, to stand at the base of these giants and see the bones of the landscape. To truly experience Clifty Falls, you must hike. 15 miles of trails descend into the canyon. These are not ordinary hiking paths. They are rugged with significant elevation, stone stairs, and wooden boardwalks clinging to the cliffs. You can feel the history under your feet. Much of this beautiful, enduring stonework was laid by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. Hiking here is like walking through time. The canyon walls are a library of Earth's history. We're looking at 425 million year old shale and limestone, rock beds littered with marine fossils from an ancient sea that once covered this land. And then the abandoned railroad tunnel, a massive passage piercing the hillside. Once a feat of engineering, it now serves a new vital purpose, a protected habitat closed in winter to safeguard hibernating bats. Clifty Falls is a place of contrast, a geological wonder defined by water even in its absence, a sanctuary for soaring hawks and upland wildlife. This park was an incredible, rugged introduction to southern Indiana, a place that set the bar high for the adventures yet to come. I'm sitting next to the fire pit here at Country Heritage Winery in LaOtto, Indiana. This is a huge, sprawling event center. You do not need reservations when you come here unless you want to sit at the fire pit. Then you need a reservation. So they only have a couple of these fire pits around, so they do keep these on reservation, but the rest of it is actually open seating. I'm told tonight is a member event. They're gonna do Singo. I guess that's some version of singing bingo. Maybe I'll have to check that out later tonight. Right now I'm getting ready to try the Frontenac Blanc. And this is an estate grown white wine right here in LaOtto. And let's give it a go on the nose. Interesting. It's got a little bit of a, almost like a brown raw sugar smell to it. And then it's got a little bit of lemon to it, like a Meyer lemon, a little bit sweeter lemon, and a little bit of vanilla. Let's give it a go on the palate. That lemon holds up for sure. You almost get like a lemon peel, lemon zest coming off of that. Just a hint of like a safflower or some kind of a white flower. It's really a pretty decent wine for being estate grown here in Indiana. And from one of my first times of trying Frontenac Blanc. So if you get by, make sure you make a reservation for the fire pit and try the Frontenac Blanc. From the rugged canyons of the south, our journey continues north. The landscape transforms, shifting from carved rock to the vast, fertile farms of the Hoosier heartland. Our next destination is in LaOtto, Indiana. We've arrived at Country Heritage Winery, a name that perfectly describes what's here. This is a 15,000 square foot destination built on a family farm that has thrived for over a century. This is a story of ambitious evolution. Founded by the fourth and fifth generation farmers, Jeremy and Jennifer Lutter, this journey didn't start with grapes. It began in 2001 with a 12-acre U-Pick blueberry farm. Their commitment to the land was absolute. They even managed their own beehives for pollination. That dedication to the craft led Jeremy on a trip to California, not for wine, but for bees, assisting with a massive almond pollination season. Surrounded by the wineries of the West Coast, a new vision was born. He returned to Indiana with a radical idea: to merge his deep agricultural roots with the complex art of winemaking in the middle of Indiana's farmland. In 2010, they broke ground. Critics were skeptical, but in 2011, Country Heritage Winery opened its doors. Their very first wine, Blueberry, a direct tie to their roots. Today, that vision is a 101-acre vineyard, the largest in the state of Indiana. The operation has grown as well, a full-service kitchen, an event center, and now a new sister brand, Backroads Distilling Company, crafting spirits on site. Country Heritage is intensely focused on relentless innovation, built on a foundation of family heritage. It's a story of resilience, vision, and a deep love for the land. And now it's time to taste the result. This is an extremely large venue here at Country Heritage in LaOtto, Indiana. On top of the winery, they also have a distillery, and then they have a sandwich shop over here. They do concerts right here. They have wood-fired pizza place over there and a full sit-down restaurant. It just goes on and on. So allow some extra time if you come here for a visit. Right now I'm getting ready to try their Norton wine. I've become pretty familiar with Norton wines throughout these travels. Obviously Herman, Missouri, if you haven't seen that episode, they are actually world famous for their Norton grape. So let's give this wine a go on the nose. Interesting. This comes off definitely fruit forward, a little bit of red cherry, a little bit of like black plum on that, and then you almost get like a violet flower smell in there. Let's give it a go on the palate. That is a light-bodied red wine. The cherry holds up. It's a little bit tart on the palate. I probably would like to see that a little less tart, to be honest. But it's an interesting wine and worth the try if you get here. I do have to show you one other thing though while I'm standing out here on this lake. It's pretty crazy, right? So come over here, you can see they've got fish food. So you can actually feed the fish if you would like. And they have massive koi fish right here. So if you get over here, come say hi to the koi fish and throw them some food. I have this beautiful charcuterie that just showed up. I can't wait to dive into that. I'm sure it'll pair wonderfully with this Marquette wine that I have right here. Marquette is a unique grape. It actually is a hybrid. It was developed by the University of Minnesota, and it was developed to fit this kind of weather profile here in Indiana. So let's give this Marquette a try on the nose. Now this is definitely a red fruit. Got a little bit of cinnamon there and a little bit of, I don't know if that's oakiness or not. Might be just more of like a clove type of smell coming through. Let's give it a try on the palate. Oh yeah, it's more like a dark cherry flavor that comes through on that. And the spice does hold up. That cinnamon cloviness does come through. It's got just a hint of pepperiness to it. I think it's gonna go perfect with the salami from this charcuterie. So I gotta give that a try here in a second. So I'm enjoying this beautiful courtyard out front of Country Heritage Winery here. They also have the distillery right over here where they do some bourbons and some other distilled alcohols. In my hand, I have the Petite Pearl. The Petite Pearl is a grape that is a hybrid that was developed by the University of Minnesota. And it's become very, very popular. It's grown right now currently in 29 different states, they say. It's really popular up in the northeastern area of the US. Just a good, hearty grape that grows with these seasonal areas. But anyway, let's give this a try on the nose. That is blue fruit all day. It also has a little bit, so there's a little bit of blueberry there for sure, a little bit of chive, a little bit of greenness with that, and then also a little bit of like a maple syrup. Let's give it a try on the palate. That blueberry definitely holds up, and the maple stays there as well. I definitely still taste that. And then there is a hint of greenness to it, almost like a clover or chive. But overall, it's a great example of Petite Pearl grown, estate grown, right here in Indiana. Just finished the wine tasting here at Country Heritage. There is a lot of wines to choose from here. And if wine's not for you, they actually have a distillery. But you know wine is for me. So I have one more thing I have to do on this trip. So I'm gonna head over and try to find a breaded tenderloin, because that's the food of Indiana evidently. And I'm gonna see which wine from here at Country Heritage that I should pair with that breaded tenderloin. So let's go see what they're cooking for us today. Our Indiana journey requires one final essential stop. We are in search of a culinary icon, the definitive symbol of Hoosier cuisine, the breaded pork tenderloin. This is a meal with a legacy. Born in 1908 in nearby Huntington, when Nick Freienstein adapted the German Wiener Schnitzel, swapping veal for pork and serving it on a bun. The result is an uncompromising monument of flavor. Pork, pounded thin, breaded and fried to a perfect golden crisp. Its defining characteristic, it must be, by tradition, dwarfed by the bun it's served on. This sandwich is a statewide obsession, and our hunt brings us to Auburn, Indiana, to a local institution, the Brown House. This place is a legend. It began as a tiny 6 by 8 foot hot dog stand. By all accounts, it should have failed. A difficult location, no advertising, but it was built on one unwavering principle: a high quality, limited menu, perfected. It grew by word of mouth alone, becoming a testament to pure, uncompromised value. And this is their version of the breaded tenderloin. Just wrapping up the trip here in Indiana. Finished the wine tasting at Country Heritage in LaOtto. Drove about 10 miles over to Auburn, which is where we're staying tonight. And you know I had to find a breaded cutlet, because that's a popular food here in Indiana. And I found it at this great little spot called Brown House. And and it's a little bitty brown house on a corner that you actually do mostly drive-throughs. You can walk in, but for the most part, you're just gonna drive through, order old style, but they make very fresh food to order through the drive-through. Order the breaded cutlet, and I've already tried it. It's pretty fantastic. Thought it might be drier, but this is actually really moist, really nice. They let you dress it up the way you want. I put onion, pickles, and mustard on it. I'm not sure that's the way you're supposed to do it here in Indiana, but that's the way I did it, and they let me do it that way. Anyway, I'm pairing that with the Tempranillo from Country Heritage today. I didn't say it earlier, but on top of the estate wines that they have at Country Heritage, they also do several wines where they bring in the grapes from other states. A lot of those grapes are brought from Washington State. This Tempranillo is brought in from Washington State. And Mrs. K and I, as we were tasting through the wines, thought this would pair perfectly with the breaded cutlet. And it does. It's pretty awesome, pretty fantastic. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this meal, and I'm gonna say so long for now from Indiana, and I hope I get to see you somewhere on the wine trail.